Hi guys, straight into it today. Today's topic is going to be anniversaries. So I've been married now for quite a few years. I'm not sure, I think it's 5 or 6. I have to check the calendar, but it's something like that. And the reason I don't really know is because every time an anniversary comes around, I can't wait for it to get past quick enough. It's like, I can't stand staged days or staged events. It's like you see it coming and you know that really you should be going out to do something on that day, or you should be celebrating it. Oh, let's get a card and stuff like that. And to be honest, you're really doing it because you feel like you should be doing it. So there's nothing worse for me than having to go out for a meal on a Tuesday night, on a school night, go out for a meal because it's our anniversary. We've been married for 4 years now. Let's go out and have a meal and celebrate. It's like, I don't want to go out. I want to go out for a meal when I feel like going out for a meal. I don't want to have to go to work all day and then come home knowing that I've got to go out for a meal and it's going to be a late night and what have you, and we have to get a babysitter in. I'd rather just go out on a weekend when our son can come as well. There's nothing worse than that for me. And I never enjoy these staged events as much as I would do like an off-the-cuff, let's just go out tonight, and have a meal for no reason whatsoever other than the fact that we're both hungry and we both want to go out. So that's the best kind of meals. It's a surprise. These ones where you feel like you have to go out and they're staged, I just don't enjoy them as much. I'm just looking at the clock and I can't wait to get home to bed. Every year it comes around and we have to celebrate it. I get her a card, I'll get her some flowers or something like that. And it's like, I don't understand what I'm celebrating. Let me explain this before you start going, what do you mean you don't understand? Oh, let me explain. So when I got married, called me old-fashioned, but I decided when I got married that I was going to get married for life. Not for 4 years or 5 years or 6 years or 1 year. I decided I was going to get married for life. So to me, celebrating every year that's been ticked off is pointless. I bet old Mickey the Screw down Strangeways, who's got a life sentence for something, armed robbery or battering or something like that, I bet he doesn't tick off his years one by one as they go. I bet he doesn't notch them off on his bedpost or on his wall like you see in the films when they've got all their like gates up there, 1, 2, 3, 4 across the gate. He doesn't do that. Do you know why he doesn't do that? It's because he's in there for life. It doesn't matter how long it's been, how many years have gone by. It doesn't matter if it's 10, 20, 30, 15. It doesn't make any difference because he's in there for life. So what's the point in him ticking them off? I feel the same way about anniversaries. I'm in this for the long haul, rightly or wrongly. That's what I've decided when I got married, because to me the vows were very important and I'm honouring the vows. So why do I need to celebrate every time a year comes by? I think the people that are celebrating are the ones that thought it wasn't going to last. That's what they're celebrating. Really, you go out for a meal, that's the opposite. You're thinking, bloody hell, 5 years, I only gave it 2 when I married you. I never thought this was going to happen. And they're celebrating the fact that they're still with you and that you haven't bored them to death, or they haven't met someone else who's better than you or better looking. How often have you heard people say this? Oh, I've met the man of my dreams. He's the only one for me. There's no one else in the world but him. That's the biggest load of cobblers I've ever heard. It's like people that think that there's only one person in the world for everybody. It's like, come on now. There's like billions of people on the planet and you telling me that there's only one person with exactly the same personality and looks as your wife or your girlfriend? Come on, wake up and smell the coffee. Surely you know that can't be the case. It's like, I've been married now for, I don't know, I have to check the calendar, but I've been married now for a while. And I think any man would be lying if he said that along the way, since he's been going out with his missus, that he hasn't come across other people that he feels might have been compatible with him and that what he looks for. Of course you're going to come across people like that in your life. You've just got to get on with it and deal with it and realise that sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And another thing to remember, in my opinion, is that no one's perfect, and when you only see people for a few hours of a day, that you don't see their flaws and they don't see yours either. So even though you think you're ideal and you're perfect for each other and that you're better off for them, and it's very rarely the case. And who wants to be that person who breaks up with their wife or ends it with their partner because they think that someone else is best only to find out that they're not? Can you imagine having to go back to someone that you realise is probably the one for you, or the one that you've come across who's the one for you, and trying to explain that you've made the right mistake and that you want them back. No one needs to be doing that today. How demoralising would that be? So another thing I have a problem with on wedding anniversaries is buying a gift. I always start looking a few weeks before, but I can never actually find anything. So this year I started looking, and I noticed that there was a website that done sunrise on the day of your wedding. So I looked up the day of my wedding, and it was a flipping miserable day, and it was all cloudy, so I never bothered buying it. Apparently in Denmark, for your 12.5-year anniversary, a big fuss is made, and the family members and friends build half an arch from spruce. So you get that after 12.5 years, and then if you're married for another 12.5 years, then you get the other half of the arch. So then you put outside the front of your door at home. So where are you supposed to store that for 12.5 years? Are you supposed to put that half arch up outside your house? Or are you just supposed to put it in the shed or in the garage and leave it? What's the point in that? Why not just give you the whole thing? It's like, is that supposed to be an incentive not to break up? After 20 years, yeah, I've had enough. I think I'm gonna get out of this. What about the arch? Don't you want to finish the arch? Stick around for 5 more years. Just at least get the arch, and then at least one of us can take that with us when we leave and split up. That's like the equivalent of when you've worked for a company for like 50 years and you get one of them bloody carriage clocks or something like that. It's like 50 years and you give them this bloody poxy little carriage clock from Argos. That's the same with this arch. It's like, for 25 years of bloody labour, I want a bit more in a flipping arch. It's hardly an incentive to stay, is it? A piece of wood. So as we know, celebrities are probably the best at getting married and then splitting up really quickly afterwards. Apparently Britney Spears was married to Jason Alexander for 55 hours. Wow, that's awesome. Well done, Britney. You must be well proud of that. 55 hours, that is ridiculous. That reminds me of a time in my old job when someone left. They'd been with the company for quite a while and someone left, and we had this massive leaving do because they were moving up country for this other dream job. We had this massive leaving do, went out to a nightclub, we all got drunk. It was amazing. That was on the Friday night, and then on the Monday morning I came back to bloody work and he was back again. Apparently he went up north, didn't like it and decided to come back. It's like I still had a hangover from the night out. The hangover lasted longer than his move up country. Right, so here's some longevity facts. Now come on, don't tell me you don't like a longevity fact. 82% chance of getting to your 5th wedding anniversary. So basically you get to 5 and then it's going alright, you're still talking to each other, you're not fed up yet. 65% chance of getting to your 10th wedding anniversary. So you're starting to get a bit sick of each other, and then 5 years in between. And then a 52% chance of getting to your 15th. 52% chance, that's not much, is it? 15 years together, 52%. You've got a 33% chance of getting to your 25th, and a 20% chance of getting to your 35th, and a 5% chance of getting to your 50th wedding anniversary. Them statistics should be part of the wedding ceremony. They should read them out just before you get married so that you can have a think about it, and they should give you odds on the chance of your wedding getting there, and the odds should be based on your friends and family each putting it into a hat so no one knows who's done it, saying how long they think it's going to last. And then if everyone says like 10 years, they should give you like 20 to 1 to reach 15 years and stuff like that. That'd be an incentive to stay together, wouldn't it? To push that back in your family's faces when they only give you 10% chance of getting to 10 years. Better than a flipping arch anyway. That'd give you something to aim for, wouldn't it? Hang on, I've just read at the bottom of the page that these figures are from Divorce magazine, so they're down to be a bit biased. I bet the people that read that are a bit twisted, aren't they? Why would you read Divorce magazine unless you've been divorced? I'd like to see the agony aunts column in Divorce magazine. I bet it's full of flipping women moaning about how their husbands cheated on them and stuff. Oh, what's your story? Oh, my husband cheated on me. Yeah, mine too. Get over it. Move on. How old are you? 45. Well, 87% of the marriage you're going to meet now are already married, so how do you like them apples? Okay, here's something I bet you don't know. Apparently, the New York Times have published an equation that allows you to work out how long a celebrity marriage is likely to last. There's quite a few variables that go into this calculation, all really relevant, as you'll hear. Apparently, the relative fame of the husband and wife, their ages, how long they've been going out, their marital history, and the sex symbol factor. Don't panic, JC's here to explain. If you search for the woman on Google, how many times in the first 5 hits she's wearing skimpy attire or no attire at all? So it looks like if you're a glamour model, you haven't got much chance in this one. Who come up with that? The relative fame of the husband and wife. So if they're both really famous, does that lower the chances? Here we go. Look, we got proof that it works. That apparently it correctly predicted the doom for Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher. So it predicted the doom of a bloke who's like 20 years younger than the woman he's going out with. I don't think it takes Einstein to figure out that one was probably going to hit the wall sooner or later. And apparently Pamela Anderson and Kid Rock. I don't think it takes a bloody miracle man to come up with that one either. Pamela Anderson's hardly got a good track record, and someone called Kid Rock, I doubt he has either. So I'm going to end this one with a bit of JC brotherly love, really, I suppose, for all the blokes out there, and a big brotherly love for all the women out there, if that makes sense. If you're in a relationship or when you're in a marriage and you think you've spotted someone who might be better for you, or in your opinion might be better for you, and you think the grass is greener on the other side, ask yourself this: why is no one else mowing that lawn? JC over and out. Before you go, guys, I'd be interested to hear, if you did go over to the other grass on the greener side and it worked out for you, please leave some comments below, because other people might be in your situation and they might find them helpful. Hi guys, thanks for listening. Hit like if you found this video entertaining, and please hit subscribe to hear more from me in the future.